This week I'm very excited to share with you something that has completely changed my life. And warning, it will change yours. Why? Because this is one of the therapies that works. It's effective. And it helps you manage your emotions, and it gives you skills. So it empowers you. So do you know what I'm talking about? It's a therapy called DBT, and stands for Dialectical Behavioral Therapy. So if you want to find out how it works and how it can really change your life and why everyone should really learn it, stay tuned. So DBT was developed, and I'm sending her gratitude and love wherever she is, by Marsha Linehan. And this therapy has been proven to be extraordinarily effective to help us manage our overwhelming emotions. Research shows that dialectical behavior therapy strengthens a person's ability to handle the stress. So it helps you have a strong distress tolerance, and it helps you regulate your emotions. One of the reasons why I love this therapy and I highly recommend it is because it's based on validation. And as you may relate, when we seek help and we're trying to find answers, usually they're telling us what's wrong with us, right? Constantly, repeatedly, what is wrong, and we already know that what's wrong, and they're telling us that we shouldn't feel that way, that we shouldn't behave a certain way, we shouldn't react a certain way. But DBT tell us, why is it that we react that way? Why is it that we feel that way? And where these overwhelming emotions come, what to do? So that's actually more helpful, and it validates that our emotions are true and have a reason where they originate. There's a reason why we're feeling it. Yes, we can feel that way, but we can also change it. So this therapy is not only for borderline, for BPD diagnosis. This is for highly sensitive people, or anyone really who wants to strengthen their emotional intelligence, which I'm a big advocate of, because really when you strengthen your emotional intelligence, even it'll help your career. You know, have you ever heard of anyone saying, oh, they're very intelligent, but they have no social skills. They don't know how to deal with emotions, or they don't have any emotions. So there has to be a balance between someone who's super smart, who has a high IQ, but there has to be also an emotional cue. So if you manage to balance these two, your career will soar. Everything you do will soar, because really that is a skill, and emotional intelligence affects the decisions we make every day and how we handle every situation, which is something that schools don't prepare us. So this therapy also teaches how to not be always on the reactive mode, and how to place and implement skills when you feel that you're going to that place. So it lets you regroup, pause, and implement a skill that will help you be effective and reduce the distress and reduce the emotional overwhelm. And emotion dysregulation is the goal of DBT, to help you regulate. So if you are struggling with behavioral problems, or you want to implement more emotional intelligence skills, so the DBT model bases on helping you notice patterns, emotional vulnerability cues that you can detect before you get into a crisis. It allows you to observe and implement skills in external events and internal events. And it helps you make an appraisal or evaluate and determine interpretation of cues. So for example, sometimes because of trauma or past experiences or whatever is it that interrupted our cognitive development when we were growing up, or when we were adults, because it can happen when we're adults too, interpret events or things that happen in an effective way that helps you, protects you before you react or do something that you will later regret. And it's effective because it will help you also with your interpersonal relations. And even if you have borderline or if you're highly sensitive, sometimes our emotional mind gets in the way of us effectively telling what's really happening. So we're seeing the world with emotional lenses, and this DBT helps us interpret more effectively what's really happening, which I explained. It's an emotional intelligence skill because it lets you pause and regroup and assess the situation before you make a decision how you're going to act, how are you going to proceed. So it allows that analysis, that introspection, which is required for emotional intelligence. It teaches you how to respond to physiological responses, so your body, to learn how to read and hear your body. Experiential responses, so it teaches you skills on how to manage and cope with experiences or things that could happen. So that's why it's so great, because it empowers you to not be dependent on others, because in the future, if something goes wrong, you will be powerful in the way that you will be resourceful and know skills to go to. You won't depend on having that appointment with your doctors or psychiatrists or therapists or whoever, or for a friend, or because sometimes people do let us down. Even if they really love us, and they also have their own life, and sometimes they can't be there for us 100%. So this helps you cut that codependency and makes you powerful, really. That's why I love this therapy. It also helps you cope with those urges, right? When we're highly sensitive, sometimes, or borderline, or just in general, if we didn't learn skills when we were growing up to cope with life, sometimes we get urges that could be sabotaging our life or could be hurting us or others. So DBT teaches you skills where you can implement and put in place some skills to, like I explained before, to regroup and not give in to those urges that are probably hurting you in the long run. And it also helps you, sometimes we can't control how people behave or what they say or they think or how they treat us, right? DBT teaches you how to have nonverbal and verbal expressive responses and actions. DBT also helps you address emotions after the initial one, called the emotional firing. So after that, there's also a cycle of other emotions that come up after that. So DBT doesn't just address the first one, but it'll help you address the next emotion. Okay, so DBT, it has 4 parts to it. One is the stress tolerance. This will help you cope with painful events by building up your resiliency and giving you new ways to soften the upsetting of certain circumstances. The second part is mindfulness. So mindfulness will help you focus more in the present moment and help you cope with experiences from the past, or not be worrying so much on the future or worrying about the future. It also gives you the tools to cut the habits of negative thinking, judgment about yourself and others. The third part is emotion regulation. These skills will help you recognize more clearly how you feel and observe each emotion without being overwhelmed by it. The goal is to modulate feelings without letting them take you to act in a reactive or destructive way. And the fourth part is interpersonal effectiveness. This gives you the tools to express yourself, express your needs, your beliefs, set limits, and negotiate solutions to problems, to protect your relationships, to make sure you protect yourself and others. And I also want to announce that I'm currently working on a workshop for DBT. You know, DBT, it could take 24 weeks to learn, depending on the program and the goals and your personal needs. And I teach it in 2 weeks in an intensive and in my signature program that you can check it out at bossofmyfeelings.com. But I will be giving a general overview and teach a couple skills in 1-hour workshop for free, and the link will be posted soon in my website, so make sure you don't miss out on that and explore it. And when you see how effective it is, you might want to learn a lot more about it. You might want to really dig in, because that's the greatest thing about it, is that it works. Would you like to find out what's sabotaging your life? Take the quiz. Click there and answer a couple questions, and you will get your free guide. It's a customized guide. You will get your customized result to match your answers. You can also text at 44222 and get my top 7 favorite transformational books that I highly recommend. I will also be putting a link for the guide if you're interested below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and write in the comments if there's a specific topic you would like me to make a video about. If there's something in personal development, or if you're curious about how to build your emotional intelligence, post it below. Purple lipstick struggles using Christmas mug, and it's April in IKEA.